The LME markets had quite a tough session on Thursday, pretty rough with prices down very sharply across the board. Copper and zinc were the biggest losers of more than 3% each, while the rest of the other metals had declines of about 2%. The precious market complex has also got very hard on Thursday, with gold and silver each losing nearly 3%, while platinum and palladium ended up between 1.5% and 2% lower. Well, in the case of the metals, we think Thursday's selling may also have been due to fund length receding in recent days ahead of the Peruvian elections and the labor uncertainties in Chile, since we have a couple of strikes in the biggest mines of BHP Escondida and the Spencer copper mine. And also there was no inclination to buy the dips once the selling got underway. And in addition to that, actually in the physical markets, there are clear signs that China's economy seems to be decelerating, as evidenced by a leveling off in the latest PMI, in the Purchasing Managing Index, and also collapsing import premiums among some other indicators. And we are also seeing an uptick in the treatment and refining charges, at least in some metal complexes, and that is a sign of easing mine supply. So today we could see definitely a pretty good recovery of the base metal prices today. They are coming up after this brutal sell-off we saw on Thursday. We are seeing definitely, or we saw today, gains all across the board, with the only exception being lead today, which was the only metal being on the downside. And that has now rolled back much of its recent gains to dip back down to the bottom end of its trading range. But apart from lead and copper, most other complexes are trading well above the low end of their trading ranges. And they don't seem to be in any real technical danger on the charts for the moment. If we have a brief look at the closing prices today on the LME this Friday, 4th of June, we could see that copper, the 3-month price, closed at 9,960. That's a plus of 1.44%. The biggest or second biggest gainer was primary aluminium. The contract closed at 2,456. That is more than 2% plus today. Zinc has regained slightly above 3,000 at 3,008 was the closing price. That's a plus of 0.64%. Nickel is slightly above 18,000, 18,005 in fact. On the ask side, that's a plus of 0.33%. While, as I say, lead was the loser today. It lost about 1.2%, and the closing price 3 months was at $2,138.50. And then tin was also doing pretty good recovery, almost 2%. Closing price was at $30,800 a ton. There is much, or not really much, going on in other markets. As of course everybody was expecting to have the non-farm payroll numbers coming out today, and these numbers have been released and the reactions have been quite slightly in the market. The euro has been able to recover pretty good actually. It was going down almost to a level of 121. And now at 9 o'clock it's trading at 121.66. So all in all, it has been quite an interesting week, and we can definitely see the bullish sentiment is still here on the market. But as long as, or at every moment, we have actually dips or prices price corrections on the LME. A lot of investors are using those dips to buy again new positions in the markets. That's what we call dip buying. So that's exactly what happened between Thursday and today. So it will be definitely quite interesting next week to see how the market will open on Monday, and also to see how the next figures will have an impact on the market. As I said, there is an eye definitely on the elections in Peru, and also to see what the current strikes in the copper mines in Chile will have as a further effect, or if there will be a solution, find out. Have a good weekend.